good, like Ms. Harris, having support systems in the community, like when you was able to go to housing authority and the things that's going on in the community that you can plug in and have real value when you after football's over. So what you did over there was so valuable, hooking up the Boys and Girls Club and the self-sufficient program. We worked together on some issues in the community.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I think when I left the game support system, one I knew that I wouldn't probably play a long time, but I was fortunate to play a long time. So the degree was important to me, one, and two, I was working in the community while I was a player. And then there were support systems that the NFL had in place, how to dress for success in various components there, making sure that, guys understood that a bachelor's degree was good, but you can go on, get your master's degree, and, get involved now. When you take a look at Leroy Selman, who was a good example, he was a guy I kind of emulated, liked the way he did it. He started out working in the banks while he was playing, and he was the #1 overall pick. So when you look at those type of players that I was fortunate to be able to serve as role models for me, even though I was playing. That was really good, and hopefully, the whole past, present, and future thing really becomes a realistic entity, and the active players start looking at players such as Ricky, myself, or Leroy, or more successful guys, Parnell Dickinson, David Lewis, all these guys that are here in the Tampa community.
Very good. Hakeem Dream.
My question to either one of y'all is that, do retired players receive any kind of medical benefit for life, or this is short cutoff time?
No, there's no medical benefits for life.
Right, no.
The NFL solution to all this is the NFL disability plan, which 99 out of 100 guys that apply for it don't get. So now what they're saying is go apply for Social Security. You've made enough money, you put money into it, you can get their disability, and they'll handle all your medical needs for you. We'll take care of some of your medical needs through the the hip replacement, the heart, lung, brain center, and things of that nature. But that's pre-93 people. But most of all the guys from 93 on have health savings account, and they do have health insurance for a limited amount of time.
Let's go to the phone lines. Welcome to Honest Opinion, keeping it real, making it happen. We talking football this morning. What say you?
Yes, good morning. I just want to, first of all, great show.
Thank you, Mr.
And I want to say particularly to Mr. James Harrell how instrumental he was when he worked in public housing with young people that had an opportunity not only to see just from his own performance, going to school and going into the professional league, and then coming back to the community and lending a hand to the community and exposing young people, especially those in my community. I was from Robles Park, and helping them to see a world outside of where they live. And that has been a tremendous void in the communities now. But, I'm happy to hear his voice this morning, and I want to just say that publicly to him. And just this last thing, I remember going to James and telling him, look, our children need to be able to read more. And he went and got $5,000 and created a library just in our community. So when we have people that have the commitment such as he had then, we can see growth and development in our community. So thank you so very much.
All right, James, you got Sister Connie Burton endorsement this morning on Honest Opinion. Well, let me tell you, so you're a rap read up in here. You're a rap read, James. Say something to Sister Connie.
No, Connie was real instrumental in helping me too. One of the things you have to listen to people in the community who are actually out there doing the work, and she was out there, where the rubber meets the road, getting it done. Her sons, Zarada, Emery, all those were great kids. She was, real helpful in helping me identify kids that needed a support system. And, out of Robles Park, Reamer and John McIntyre, and, it was great. I really miss, working in the community from that perspective. But now I'm coaching in the community. I have a football camp, last week. I have another one next week at Jesuit, where kids are. And Connie, if there's a couple kids out there that, need scholarships to come to my camp at Jesuit, I'll afford them that opportunity.
And very good. I'm glad to hear you say that, Ms. Sarah, because this is the mantra of the Honest Opinion, keeping it real and making it happen. We don't just want to be up here just talking, want to make things happen. I hope that you heard Ms. Sarah's and other families or mothers out there that they're looking for scholarships for their son to keep him from going wayward and doing and getting involved in the wrong thing to get those scholarships. We're going to give you an opportunity to give out some contact numbers in the closing remarks. Hakeem the Dream, we're coming down to the end. You want to try to give a nice last summary question and try to so we can move this thing on. We're going to have a few minutes to talk about what we're going to talk about next week. Because Dream, next week is a combination of my show and your show. And we're going to be hot next week. So get the last question on this NFL past, present, and future. Let's talk about what we're going to talk about next week, then we'll do the closing remark.
Okay, now, was a football player that committed suicide recently. I forgot his name.
Dave Dorsey.
Yes, and he wanted his, I think his brains to be donated to science or something like that. And this is what concerned me. We all love football, and when a person take a good hit, a vicious hit, we like applaud that. So maybe it's a balanced society, I don't know. But now that it got to be real serious like this, and the amount of money that's being allocated towards players, and what the consequence is never known. Would you agree with that, both of y'all? The danger, one hit could probably, take you out of your profession for many years to come. Is there a limit that you think that a player should get, or you think that he deserves what he's getting and much, much more?
Well, I think the biggest thing would be the health benefits, after you're done playing. To make sure that the players are taken care of.
Yeah.
I mean, you really
Congress got a good medical plan. Yeah.
You really take a pounding out there. I mean, it takes a physical toll, on your body. You may not see it for 5-10 years down, but afterwards, it's gonna come. And your knees, get worse, and elbows, everything. I mean, and your brain, because it takes a pounding and it gets rattled. So I feel like the medical benefit will be the biggest part of the key.
Very good.
Real quick, Ms. Sarah.
Well, one of the things that the NFL has done though is the 88 plan, which was designed for John Mackey had dementia, and there was nothing in place. So the NFL does have a dementia center where a player can get up to $80,000 a year to either go to an institution or for somebody in his family to take care of him. From a youth football perspective, it wasn't one more. My guy have any signs of concussion, they have to be sent to the Concussion Institute at USF to be evaluated before that kid can come back and play. And the referees and everybody is addressing those needs now.
Man, that is very good. Dementia is onset of Alzheimer's disease. Okay, next week we have a hot show next week. We're going to be talking about, it's going to be in a 2-week increments, listeners, so you got to make sure you line up for this. We're going to be talking about infidelity from a male's perspective next Saturday. And then on the next Saturday, which will be July the 9th, we'll be talking about infidelity from a female perspective. So we're going to have a psychologist, what's the root cause, what's the psychological part of it. We're going to be having faith-based leaders talking about it from a spiritual standpoint. And we tried to find some old players that would come on to talk about it. We couldn't find no players to say that what infidelity, the basis of it, we looked at John Edwards, an alumni player, and we looked at Bill Clinton, and now it's Hasty, all of the Wiener, and all these players out there. Me and Hakeem was on our office up there on Columbus Drive and North Boulevard in the office discussing it. We said we got to do something on infidelity. Hakeem the Dream, we almost got the last psychologist for the woman's show. Everything is set, so we're gonna have back to back. You ready?
Yes, they think that because a lot of what we used to call back in the days, because I'm old school, cheating on your spouse, and we want to know, is this something psychologically, or this something because it's easy to do now, or because of frustration? We want to dig right into it and get with the heart of the matter, because this seems to be very prevalent now.
And we want the Sentinel, you're listening, we're going to try to get you to do a story about it. We want to Facebook, on Facebook, and start talking about it. Start talking about it now. Go to Honest Opinion, Honest Opinion Radio, and start talking about it. And if you got somebody, an old player that may creep up and want to be on the show, we'll make a surprise visit from him. All right, let's go now. That's next week's show. This one almost in the books. Let's go to our closing remarks. James, you're doing some great things in the community. Tell us what you're involved in. Give us your phone number. Tell us about your referral service. Let's get to closing remarks, sir.
Well, basically, you can call Ask Gary. You can call 411 Pain, or you can just call me, somebody who who's been there for a long period of time. going to take those dollars that that's coming from the business and put them back in there. But All Pro Referral Service basically is a referral service that's designed to assist those in need, whether you're in an auto accident, you've been arrested, or you have medical malpractice, lost wages, you're having problems getting your car repaired, you've been involved in an auto accident. And so, that's what I'm doing now. And my number is 813-409-4253.
Okay, Ricky, your closing remarks. Tell us what you're involved in. You got a website or telephone number you like to give out, especially for that former players association that want to get involved in the community. Your closing remarks.
Well, I try to do as much as I can in the community. Like say, currently working with the kids with sickle cell anemia through the Children's Cancer Center, and I have a Ricky Reynolds Foundation.com. If you go to that website, you can look up information, and it has the contact information on there as well. And also, as far as the NFLPA, we have NFLPA Tampa at yahoo.com is my email address, and if you have any concerns there, you can email us, and if you have any community needs, we have access to a lot of different players, former players in the area. If you want to come out and do some charity work, we're free to be able to do that.
And we want to thank you for that. I hope you can work with Frank Reddy with the Sickle Cell Foundation. I'm Assistant Councilman Frank Reddy. I want to thank you, James, for being on the show. Y'all was just excellent. Thank you, Ricky, and thank you for working with us. And y'all did not hesitate when we asked you. We called. We didn't have to beg and plead. Y'all came. I want the listeners to know that, and we really appreciate it and make this show what it is. It's the NFL, past and present. Hakeem the Dream. This one is in the books.
Yes, and again, like I say, is that if anyone out there would like to have a subject matter that you want us to deal with, by all means, call the station or call myself, Brother Jarvis, and we would definitely get you on the air.
Yeah, we'll get your topic out there. Call me at 813-787-6652. We're almost out of time. This is Jarvis Elamine, the co-host of Honest Opinion with Hakeem the Dream. We'll see you on the opposite next Saturday. Have a great morning.